Child, I can't even get it out without coughing. Let me tell you something. Jenny is like a little kid. She acts as if she is a teenager. I don't know what y'all think about it, but I truly do believe that Jenny has, in some ways, destroyed Sumit's life, or at least his reputation, if nothing else. She needs to really grow up. Let's talk about 90 Day Fiance the other way. I believe it's season 7, y'all. Episode 2. I don't know. I just ain't got it to do. Let's get into it. A sweet old auntie. Thank you, subscribers, and my nieces and nephews, and all of y'all who have been here through the long haul. Shall we get into it? Oh, yes, we shall. It's time for Auntie Advice. Sweet old. It's time for Auntie Advice. Oh, yeah. It's time for Auntie Advice. Welcome back, everybody, and this is Auntie. We're going to be talking about 90 Day Fiance the other way, season 7, episode 2. Now, I'm trying to get the title of it, so hold on, bear with me real quick. I just finished doing Sister Wives, Seeking Sister Wives. So if you're interested in that, please make sure that you go and check that out. But I have been trying to find this title of this episode, but I can't, so we're just going to do it without a freaking title. I just don't even know what to say about the episode or about these characters. We're going to get into it one couple at a time. I'm not going to have y'all out here a whole long time. Trust me and believe me, we just ain't got it to do. Okay? The first couple that I want to talk about, oh, I forgot to take that out anyway, is Luke and Mattaline or Mattaline. Child, this relationship ain't gonna work. He broke it in a joker. And he's slick. And he's deceitful in my opinion. She's bossy, controlling, and a gold digger. How in the hope is this relationship gonna work? She saw for the money. He ain't got no money. So now last week, she said that she's seeking her own independence, that she got an apartment that the two of them going to move into. And she basically, going to have her name on it. Because she said what he ain't going to do is, trap me into something, even though I'm going to have him paying the bills and all of that stuff. We see him at home, right, basically getting his stuff together. He had a bachelor party with his friends and everything, and they had had strippers there, and she didn't want any strippers at the bachelor party. So because he feel bad, he gonna take and book up out of town, right? Go to a whole different country so that he could, get the jump on it. Because he's saying if she find out that he had the stripper downtown to the bachelor party, that the relationship is gonna be over. First of all, don't most women, y'all let me know whether or not y'all as women figure that a man gonna have strippers at his, like, a man is gonna have strippers at his bachelor party. Like, that's a given. Like, even if he lie and say, well, not lie, but you know your man. First of all, you know your man. So if you got to tell him not to have none, right? You already know he gonna have one. Number two, most men or their homeboys is going to order a stripper downtown to the bachelorette party. So you hope he don't have one, but if he had one, why you getting mad? This is what men do. This is also what women do. They go to strip clubs and have it slinging and everything else in their face. Like like, like what's going on here? What woman in 2025 does not have an expectation that in the back of her mind, her man gonna have a stripper there? I don't care how saved, sanctified, fire baptized he is. I don't care. I don't care. Most men are going to have a stripper at their bachelor party. So why would you get mad about this? This is last hoorah with his homeboys. My thing about it is I'm secure enough in my relationship that I don't care if he do or he don't. At the end of the day, before we take, you know, our vows, he can attest anyway. Because anything can go down. I mean, I'm just saying. It ain't that I don't trust you. It's just that I don't trust myself on how I'm gonna act should I wake up in the morning and I'm itching. I don't trust what I might do. So let's just go ahead on and rule that out. I've been to bachelorette parties. One of them I had to walk out of. Like I left my gift and I left. It got so raunchy between the bride and the stripper. I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life, and I never want to see it again. And I was like, if people are having strippers at their bachelorette parties, I'm not showing up. I don't like them. I don't like them in strip clubs. I remember I used to go with my homegirls up to the IBAX. Anybody from DC, y'all know the old IBAX, okay? I don't like it. I think I just don't want to be touched. I have an issue with space anyway, so I don't want you in your sweaty. Anyway, before I say something that's gonna get me in trouble, let me shut up. But I've never liked strippers. They got a job to do. People paying to see it. Okay. Eventually, I stopped going with them because I just was like, yo, I ain't got this to do. I don't have this to do. I don't like them. To each his own. So he decides he's going to fly down early. His father is coming over. He's moving over there. I don't know if he is having things shipped because he only had 3 pieces of luggage, a backpack and 2 suitcases. That was it. And I know there's no way that that's all this man has to his name being a grown man. He said that he is in a financial hardship right now. Oh my goodness, I forgot to. God dang it. Okay, anyway, he said that he is in a financial hardship right now because he's made a lot of investments and a lot of those investments did not pan out for him. And that is the risk, right, of being an entrepreneur, of being, somebody who walks away from a traditional or a conventional job and try to pay yourself. There are going to be bumps in the road. There are going to be failures, right? And those are things that you should build upon, right, in order to, right, start another business or whatever. Maybe he's not the type of guy who does risk assessments, okay? Because you better do a risk assessment. Maybe he's not that type of guy, right, that does that. And so he just goes out into these things. He has, real estate that he has where she's living at, right? And now she wants her name on it, right? Not, I don't, she wants her name on it. She's a gold digger because she has a salon. We saw the apartment that she was trying to buy, and I know that wasn't $100,000 home. I'm sure it was much more than that. She's a gold digger. She wants his money. So he's with his father. His father's talking to him about, the situation. The father doesn't want his son to go. But he is supporting him. He gives him $3,000. And he acted like that $3,000 was $3 million. The father was very kind, very family oriented. Just seemed like he loved his son and his son loved him and everything. And the father was just really, really sad. But he's going out here to be with this woman. And I'm just like, okay, all right, then let's just do it. The next couple that I want to talk about, where they? What an idiot. Greta is an idiot, in my opinion. And I don't mean that in a harsh way. I mean that if you calling your boyfriend, so Greta is getting ready to move with this man, right? She's about to give up everything, including her cat, to go and be with the man that she loves. He tells her, "You can be with my cat. My cat will be here." That's not the same thing. If I had to leave Maisie, and then somebody got a dog named Rover, Rover is not going to take the place of Maisie. And all of the decisions and the late nights that I would have to sit up with this decision that I've made to rehome her. For people who love their animals and love their pets, they're like people to you. You do everything for them. That I've raised a child, okay? I've raised a child. And I know what it takes to raise a child, all of the emotion, all of the finances, everything. It is not the same, but it is very similar to raising a dog, because most people buy the dogs as a puppy, and you raise that puppy up, you train it, you have expenses in it, you've had nicks and falls and cuts. And even with Maisie, as you all know, Maisie has seizures from time to time. Now, this is the longest stint that Maisie has not had a seizure. Longest stint she has not had a seizure. They couldn't even tell. And you spend thousands of dollars with them into grooming and teeth and all of that kind of stuff, right? So while some people may not understand the attachment that you have with an animal, it is a very deep attachment. Now, can I compare her to the love I have for my daughter? Absolutely not, because there's two different loves, right? This is my child who I carried, right, for 8 months and birthed. Like, this is my child. This person grew in me, right? And they have a free will and all the rest of it. So it's different when you're talking about the love of a mother, versus the love of a dog. But she has a cat, and she's got to rehome her cat. She asked him, "Did you find us a place?" Right? She's talking to him. He's slow talking, and I don't know if he's something wrong with him or what, but he's slow talking, talk about no. So here it is. She's giving up her cat, her freedom, her solitude, her privacy to move over there with him and his mama now. And he says, "Well, you know what you can do it, if you want to have a place." What the kind of answer is that? Like, what does that mean? He's not ready for this relationship with her. And there's no need of telling somebody who comes off with that kind of answer to be reasonable or to understand. You just got to either cut your losses right. Y'all, seriously, the older I have gotten, the more I realize you got to cut your losses. The time that you spend in a relationship trying to fix it is a time that you can spend before God to get the mate that you really want, that you can wait for him to give you the one. If you believe that way, I believe that way. If you desire marriage, and you are faithful, God said that there's no good thing that he will withhold from us, right? He wouldn't withhold it. But the thing about it is, are you going out there making your own? Now, she went out there on this little website, and she really is like, he's the first person, the first human being that I've had an attachment to. So she got problems her damn self. She don't even really know how to relate to human beings. So they both got problems because he don't know how to relate to her. He don't even know how to tell his mom and daddy and them, "Can y'all help me find a place for my new girlfriend that's going over?" And she's sacrificing all of this stuff. And I think throughout the whole season, that's what we're going to see, her sacrificing. What you was saying, baby? When she was talking about it being her money, you don't make that kind of money with the salon to buy an apartment. Okay. I just saw that, boo. I just saw that, sweetie. I'm just like, this is just, This is just a upside down backwards situation, and it just ain't going to benefit either one of them. But a lot of people, that's what they like. They like these goofies. I don't. There was a word that I had for her last night, and I can't remember what the word was. It starts with a D and it ain't positive. But I'll think about it. Maybe it'll come back to me. But this girl is disastrous. She's delusional. She is horrific. She knows that her husband has been being a solo dad. And because he says it, she flicks out. She wants a reason to be angry. She wants to be the victim, in my opinion. Now, these are all my opinions. She wants to be the victim. She loves being a victim of her circumstance or anybody else's. She tried to make it appear that being in California was so glamorous for her, when I believe that she left France running away from herself. See, one thing about it, y'all, this channel was called Auntie's Advice. So while I'm doing these reviews, I'm going to give y'all advice too. You cannot run away from yourself. She had insecurities about her being a fat ass. And it just is, it is what it is. She had insecurities about that. And instead of her dealing with her insecurities, she thought coming to America was going to fix it for her. She thought that having a husband and getting married was going to fix it for her. She thought that having that husband and giving that husband a baby and a house and a car was going to fix it for her. And when you are running from yourself, ain't nothing going to fix nothing. It ain't going to do it. And so now her husband is trying to put the mirror in front of her. But the mirror is walking in front of her every time she open up her mouth. She been out there on Instagram trying to clear the record and make little comments. And I made a comment on her YouTube, on her Instagram today. She don't love herself, but it's everybody else's fault. It's the fashion industry's fault. It's her mom and daddy's fault. It's her husband's fault. Why she doesn't connect to people and can't even appear to connect with her own baby, it's her husband's fault. I was out here making the money. That is so chauvinistic. And chauvinistic does not have to come from a male. It's narcissistic behavior, in my opinion. Everything got to be about you, around you, in you, through you. Girl, sit you tied, done and through, in my opinion. I didn't like her from when she first came out with her girlfriends, trying to act like she was secure at being big. There are very few people who happy being fat. You know why? Because that Wegovy, that Ozempic, them G1, the very people you see out there doing clothes and all of this old kind of stuff, athletes and everything, will tell you, honey, when it come down to the push to the shove, you see them with a commercial sticking a needle in their stomach. Tell me I'm lying. I bet you every time she look at a picture, she hoped that her second chin isn't showing, because I don't like mine to show. You a fat girl, you got fat girl issues, but guess what? I'm gonna tell you right now. You have people who are skinny, people who are middle sized, and they got the same daggone insecurities. And your insecurities are bred not because of what you look like on the outside. Your insecurities are bred by what you look like on the inside. Your dissatisfaction with yourself and what you have allowed yourself to do and what you have not allowed yourself to do, right, is what's going to penetrate you and what everybody going to see reflected on the outside. I don't see a beautiful plus model. I see a big fat nasty is what I see. And I see that based on her actions. I see that based on how she interacts with other people. I see that on how even when her husband tries to encourage her, he can't do it. We gotta you to thine own self, you gotta be true. You have to be. And so we see her, get angry with her husband and get to screaming and hollering, and she doesn't know how to communicate, in my opinion, at a level that's respectable. She's screaming and hollering at her husband because he told her he felt like a solo dad. And she said, you were a solo dad. I was the one that was a solo worker. I was the one that was paying for everything that came in the house. But wasn't that an agreement that the two of them made between each other? Did he make the agreement that he would be the only one taking care of that baby? I don't think so. And even though he recognized it and tried to cover it as much as possible, she would come in the house, y'all, as we saw in episode 1, and criticize him because the baby don't want her. You can't have it both ways, baby. You got to choose. You cannot have this both ways. And so now she's in France, and they got 10 cases of luggage, and she keeps talking about that, saying, and she sees the mom and the dad and all of that kind of stuff. And honey, she run up on them and she just complaining the whole time. You can't even it appears that in this episode you can't even say that you understand her, that you're sympathetic and empathetic to her, because she wants to complain. I said I would never come back here. I've been living in California for 8, 9 years, and I told y'all I would never come back. The mother is greeting the grandbaby that they have not seen in a while. The husband is greeting the father. She greets the father, but not without complaining about feeling as if she is a failure. And maybe she is. But nothing beats a failure but a try. And because that one particular thing did not work, it does not mean your life is ruined. As soon as she saw her parents, she started making it about her and how she feels about herself. And her husband is delusional, in my opinion, to believe that moving her from one place to another is going to change how she feels about herself in the inside. Hey, little Miss Thomas 86, she came in. Hey, boo. She doesn't want to be with her husband. It was all an illusion. And when we are dissatisfied with ourselves, y'all, I'm telling y'all, I cannot say this enough. If you don't have self esteem and you don't give yourself a try, if you don't give yourself patience, if you don't give yourself the opportunity to fail, if you do not give yourself grace, if you don't forgive yourself, you will be a miserable person inside and out. You have got to allow yourself grace. God says that His grace is sufficient for me. So that means that I can take His grace and give His grace to me. to myself. If he's going to give it and he says my grace is enough, then giving myself enough grace is enough. Giving myself grace is enough. I don't have to beat myself up. I could give myself grace. I could give myself permission to fail. I got on the scale today and I was like, God dang it. God dang it. I done gained 15 pounds. Do I like it? No, because I've been wanting to get in my size 12 button up. I got these cute button up pants. I could get in the 12s right, but I'm fooling myself. I know I need to buckle down and get these 15 pounds off. So guess what? I done sign myself up for every class I can take to get it all. But I'm allowing myself to be grace, to give myself grace. And I just say, you know what, Auntie, at this point, you're going to be fat until you not. But still take care of yourself. Still get up in the morning and do you. Face this world another day with knowing you got grace, knowing you got mercy, knowing that everything that you have and everything that you need, there is someone who will provide that for you, give you direction, bring people into your life and separate those who need to be with you. Give yourself grace every day. The Bible says that God's grace is new every morning. Great is his faithfulness. No, I ain't got this to do. But instead of her doing that, she tearing everybody down the road. Her mother was looking down at the ground. She was inconsolable. And you can't talk to somebody who would stand up in the airport and be yelling back and forth, I'm a failure. I said I would never come back here. I don't want to be back here. Well, you know what? He like the husband. I'm glad Afro Black Girl. Afro Black Girl said I needed to hear this. Yeah, give yourself grace. I give myself grace. It's okay. It really is okay. It really is okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. So anyway, she is just the type of person I would never want to be around for 5 minutes. I'm going to be putting this dog up because it is raining. And if you've been with me any amount of time, you know that Twyla is extremely fearful about rain. She is 52 pounds, I think, at the last weigh-in. And I am sitting in my office chair and she is trying to weld her body into my office chair to hide from the storm because she's not in her safe space. So I'm going to end the video right here. Thank you all so much for being here. Y'all let me know downtown in the comment section what you think about these people, how you viewed the episode. Did I miss anything? Y'all let me know. Again, as Raydella has said, please hit that thumbs up button. It does help the channel. And make sure if you have not already subscribed that you do subscribe to the channel. I love y'all. And until we meet again, y'all be safe out there in those streets and in the water. Bye, y'all. Come on, Twyla. Let's go.